I don't want to be a coward. I don't want to be a coward. When I read today's gospel, this is what I am convicted of. Because I want to be liked. I like being liked. And that's why, for the sake of my peers' approval, I have denied knowing Jesus like Peter. And that's why, for just the sake of my superiors, my elders, those in positions of power, I have mocked, stripped, whipped, and spit on Jesus. And that's why, for love of this world, I have stood by the cross as Jesus has been crucified and said and done nothing. I don't want to be a coward anymore. Lord, help me to be courageous like you. Fortify my heart, Lord. Because I'm scared, because I see how you are courageous and I'm scared. Because your courage does not look like that of the world's. In the face of abuse, insult, injury, false accusation, torture, and crucifixion, you don't raise up revolutionaries to take up arms and overthrow the Sanhedrin and push out the Romans. You do not call upon your countless legions of angels to defend you. And you certainly do not come down from the cross, but you say nothing and silently suffer and die. Lord, give me your courage, that when those whom I serve for love of you and their hurt perhaps deride me and falsely place some of the most heinous crimes upon me, perhaps even calling me pedophile, and break my heart, Lord, give me the courage to turn my cheek. Because in the past I have tried to fight fire with fire only to fail. And I am now utterly convinced that the only way that we will change this world, change hearts, and save souls is your way. The early Christians, they understood this, and they brought the pagan world to its knees in fealty to your everlasting and heavenly kingdom because they did it your way. The Romans weren't converted because the Christians were strong as they were strong, because the Christians were wise as the Romans were wise, but because the Christians were utterly unlike them, because they cared for the poor, the unwanted, the oppressed, the widow, the slave, the orphan, the unborn, because their marriages looked different, because their marriages were faithful and fruitful, and because when sentenced to death, they didn't fight back. They turned their cheek and joyfully sang hymns to your greater glory. And Tertullian, an early Christian father, perfectly captures the Roman response to these Christians who courageously embraced the way of the cross. Look at how they love one another. Look at how they love. I want that love. I want it. Because more than the desire to be liked, our desire to be liked is the desire to be loved. And that is what love looks like. Lord, give us the courage to love like you.